I hope you enjoyed the break. And now we're going to shift gears a little bit. We talked about conversion optimization. Before that, we talked about technical SEO. And now we've got Elad Mor here, who's going to talk to us about when online reputation meets SEO. Ladies and gentlemen, a warm round of applause for Elad.
Thank you, thank you. So my name is Elad. I'm the CEO of Market Across. We do content marketing from creating content to placing content. So obviously I know a thing or two about online reputation management. And I think that the best way to describe the best association for online reputation management is a tower of cards. So you build your reputation, we say it's ants work. You need to give good service to your clients, and reputation is something that you build and you build. And with one slip up and one little thing that goes wrong, the whole tower can collapse. So online reputation management and ORM in general is like building a kind of a shield around your tower. So of course that if you slip up big time, the ground can shake and the towers can fall, but at least know one thing that can destroy this whole tower that you created. So I know most of you probably heard about United Airlines and what happened when they dragged a man through the hallways. And United Airlines, they're not an online business, they're an airline company. They've built their reputations for years and years and years, and then one thing happens, and when you Google their name, that's what you see. So the video of the man that's being dragged in the United Airlines hallways, it doesn't matter if their food is amazing, if they always arrive on time, if their flights are the best flights in the world. That's what people keep getting reminded of when they Google the name United Airlines. Another good example, Amazon. Everybody knows Amazon. Of course, it's one of the most searched companies in the world. They also have their own PR issues and things that people get reminded of when they Google the name Amazon. But the difference between United Airlines and Amazon is that Amazon's page is completely clean. When you look at the page of Amazon, you can see that all of their links that are indexed on their name, they belong to Amazon, or these are good PRs. The difference between that is they know how to do ORM and online reputation management. And they're also a tech company. There's a lot of news that go around Amazon that talk about how Jeff Bezos is the richest man in the world now, and he's before Bill Gates. And about how they build a drone system to deliver things to your home. You can also see that they've done a good job with their social media. They have other links that get indexed when you Google Amazon. So, of course, they do great PR. They have very strong pages and subdomains. And Amazon, they don't really do active link building because they get a lot of organic links that recommend their pages, and hence they have a pretty good overall ORM when you Google their name. So the problem with ORM, it doesn't matter how big you are or how small you are, it can hit you. You can be a local grocery shop that has a page on Google. Google it shares information. You ask Google questions and Google gives you answers. If you ask about a local shop and you see something that happened in this local shop, it can hurt your reputation. And you can be also Coca-Cola, that someone drank a Coke bottle and something happened to him and he got poisoned, and this stain can stick and it stays. So it doesn't matter how big or small you are. People forget mistakes. Google always remembers your mistakes. United Airlines, the best company in the world, one time they dragged someone in the hallway and someone took a photo of it, the video goes viral, and that's it. You know, you can build it for 50 years, but eventually one slip up and Google remembers it. And this, at the age of transparency, if you don't if you don't reciprocate what your crowd is telling you, if they keep complaining on their social media, if they write blog posts, then of course that if you don't deal with it, it will just stay there and it will stick, and people know that you don't deal with it. A lot of times business owners, they find themselves kind of hopeless, like they have nothing to do. And you feel like this bad news keeps coming and they keep hitting you, and you're kind of powerless. So there is a way out, and most of it is if you act before it happens. So you need to have a shield that will protect you when something hits you. It's not as bad as when something hits you and you're not prepared. And there are strategic steps that you can take in order to make your reputation management stand out. So let's go over the strategic steps, the strategic approach to managing your online reputation. I'm going to drill down to each one of those, but let's just give a few words. So one step is to do your homework. You need to know where you stand. You need to know how many bad reviews you have, how many of them are affiliate sites, how many of them are good reviews, bad reviews, terrible reviews. If, I don't know, Forbes or the Washington Post wrote about you, it means that it's probably a very big slip up and you need to take a different approach about it. Two is to assess the status of your online reputation. It's kind of like what I said. You have a negative review. Who wrote this review? Is it like a huge publication? Is it top tier? Is it just someone angry that wrote a blog post from his own room and his own computer? It's two different things, even though they're both negative. Create more of your own assets. The more assets that you have, the more assets that you control. It's like the Amazon example. They control a lot of their page. It belongs to them. They have the subdomains that get indexed. They have the Facebook pages that they control the content that goes on there. Even if they don't control it, it's a good PR. So Forbes wrote about Jeff Bezos being the richest man. That's great, and it belongs to them. Invest more in SEO, optimize whatever belongs to you. If it belongs to you, make it search engine optimized. Build links that will recommend the search engines to rank you higher on these search queries. Even if they're branded, it's your brand, you should control it. 5 and 6 are kind of last resort actions, so it's legal actions, and if all else fails, pay up. We're going to talk about it. These are kind of risky. So do your homework. You need to understand how powerful the results that are indexed on your name and what's their nature. So let's run through different kind of results and what are their nature. And also you need to understand that the higher up the results are, they're exponentially hard to get rid of. So place 1, 2, 3, and 4 on Google get exponentially more clicks than rank 5, 6, 7, or 8. Not even to talk about whatever happens in page 2 on Google, and there's the famous SEO joke that the best place to hide a body is the second page of Google. Nobody really searches it. So of course you need to understand where are these results indexed. So of course you have the good results. No need, it's very self-explanatory. You have, you Google the brand. If you do a good SEO, you have site links that also take a nice chunk of the first page results. You have articles from your blog. Everything belongs to you. These are good results. You just need to understand how many of them are there and how can you push them. So good results that are on second page, you want them to appear on first page. From third page, you want to move them all up to first page. So you need to analyze how many good results you have. Neutral results, they're pretty good. Mostly they're listicles, so Crunchbase or any listicle that lists angels or anything like that. These are neutral, they're pretty good. There's no place for reviews. Nobody writes anything good or nobody writes anything bad about you. It is what it is and it takes a place. And a lot of times it's a good way to push down the bad results with neutral results. Of course, it's better to have good results, but this is also fine. Affiliate sites. So this gets a little bit tricky because affiliate sites, and we're in an affiliate conference, Affiliates, they know what they're doing. They usually have very good SEO. So they can write a review about you, and it can index high. Or if you're an affiliate and you want to index high on a brand to kind of play with their traffic and then resell the traffic to the brand, you can write a bad review and you can write a good review. A lot of affiliates, they write a bad review, then you go into their website, you read the review, you see that it's shit, and then you go and you invest your money with another brand, and they look more authoritative that way, because they really write honest reviews. If it's a good review, it's good for you, but I still don't count it as a good result, because you still need to pay for this traffic. So if you go to an affiliate, you read the good review, you invest, then the money divides between the brand and the affiliate. So this is a strategy that you can look at both ways. If you're an affiliate, of course, it's good to use good ORM to get indexed on the brands that you want to be indexed on. If you're the brand, you kind of need to fight the affiliates in order to get the traffic to yourself. If someone Googles your brand, they're interested in you, not in your affiliates. And you need to take more control over that page so the affiliate won't take the traffic, and vice versa if you're an affiliate. Negative, of course, also very self-explanatory, negative reviews that are on Yelp, on Glassdoor, these are not extremely negative because you can still influence them, because these are open reviews platforms. So Trustpilot, if anyone knows it here, so these are platforms that you can still kind of control. And then you have extremely negative, which is worse than negative. And let's say, a blog post that has 300 other people who talk back and say that you're a scam, that, I don't know, an ex-employee that writes something bashing against your company, and a lot of people that join him, and they all say the same thing. So that's another extremely negative, and even worse if it's a high authority publication. So let's say Forbes or the New York Times or TechCrunch, if you're into tech, they wrote about you that you're a scam. Google loves it better because it's a high DA, high traffic website that's very relevant to what you do. And of course, the readers, when they see something that's written about in a respected publication that talks about what you've done. So we're going to talk how to deal with that as well. So again, you need to understand how severe your situation, if it's a small blog and if it's a high-tier publication, and the search engines are becoming smarter, and also the people who look for your brand, they're smart enough to understand if there's someone who just writes something bashing about you, or is it something concrete that really tells a good story, given it bad or good. This is one of the most important parts of online reputation management. And this is one of the best ways to control and to take ownership of your first page. When you Google a name of a brand, it's like asking Google a question. So if you Google Coca-Cola, it's like you're asking Google a question, Coca-Cola, or what is Coca-Cola? The answer to this question would be Coca-Cola's official sites. So Coca-Cola's official sites and assets would be their Facebook page, their YouTube page, maybe their LinkedIn profile, Twitter, Pinterest, Instagram. These are the ways for brands to communicate with their audience. So the more control you have over your social profiles, the more positions you can take over the first page, and the harder it is to affiliates or for whoever writes negative reviews to infiltrate and reach to your tower of cards. Another thing is that simply having presence on these platforms, it's good. Sometimes if the search volume is very low, it's enough to get indexed. But if the search volume becomes higher, it gets a little bit tricky to index these social profiles, and then you have to make them active. So the more engagement you have on these social profiles, the more you can index them. Google says that if a social profile exists on your brand and nobody cares about it, Google doesn't want to rank it high. If there are links that recommend your social channels. If there's a lot of engagement by real users on your social channels, they will index higher. Here you can see an example of a very active Twitter feed. So you can see that it's 1 day ago, 3 days ago, and Google actually creates a snippet that catches more space on your first page of Google. And that's a very, very good way to gain more control over your first page. Create more of your own assets. As you saw in the Amazon example, you also have subdomains that offer jobs, that offer reviews, that offer different services that you can provide, and they take more positions in your first Google page. PR, positive articles about you on high-end publications. So make sure that you pitch journalists and that you use services to get guest posts on high-end media that talk good things about your brand. A good article on Forbes, Investopedia, The Next Web, Entrepreneur, all of these are good to get indexed on your name. So if they say that you're good, you're probably good, people recognize it, and Google recognizes it and ranks you higher. Invest more in SEO and link building. This is, again, it's extremely important to have all of your domains extremely friendly to the search engine. So you need to optimize these domains, and you need to make sure that you build enough links to recommend these pages. So let's say you want to index the Facebook page of your brand. Let's say you're a Forex company, a lot of financial blogs would start writing about you and start linking back to your Facebook page using the name of your brand. It will indicate to the search engines that there's a lot going on in your Facebook page, and then of course it will be pushed up on your brand name. So link building, it's extremely important as long as you do it white hat. No spam links, everything that you do with spam or black hat, or if you buy anything like that, it can backlash. And then instead of getting high results over these pages that you want to promote, it will kind of push them back, and you risk yourself with getting a penalty as well. These are, as we said, the last resorts. You can always consider legal action. If someone wrote something about you that's not true, that he's telling lies about your brand, you can always file some kind of cease and desist order, but you need to make sure that you are able to follow through. A lot of affiliates, they have, this is their model, you know, they write a bad review about you and they count on the fact that you will go to them and you will start threatening them, and you will also offer payment, which is something that we're going to talk about. DMCA, Digital Millennium Copyright Acts, these are, let's say, for those of you who don't know, if, for example, you're trying to watch a Champions League game and there's someone who bought the rights for it, and then another person sits at home and broadcasts it to everyone, the person who bought the right to broadcast this Champions League game can file a DMCA against the one who's broadcasting it live from his home. And that's a lot of times when you Google that and you want to see it in a pirate way, then you see at the end of the search result that, that there are some missing results because of DMCA. It's hard. You have companies that deal with it for you, but usually it's very hard to go with the legal actions. And if you threat someone with legal action, make sure that you can go through with it. If all else fails, pay. This is extremely tricky because, as I said, a lot of affiliates, that's what they do. They write a bad review about you. They know that you'll get to them. They know that you're going to offer payment, and then it can go both ways. They can either start asking you for more money and it's never ending, or they can just, if it's not an affiliate that's his concept, they can also just say, so this guy just offered payment to me, and then they can post it on the same, in the same article that talks shit about you. They would say that you also offered payment, which makes you look even worse. So if you do offer payment to anybody, do it with someone who knows what he's doing and someone who can mediate this deal and you need to be very ready to do it legally. So he signs the right contracts and puts it, there's a way to do it. So is ORM truly the new SEO? I think that in this day and age, SEO as we know it, of course there's non-branded SEO and there will always be non-branded SEO. Competing for keywords like online casino or forex trading or anything that can drive a lot of traffic to you will always exist. But now, when there's a lot of, again, we're in an affiliate conference and there's a lot of traffic buying and people buy traffic and before they make their FTD, they Google your name and they want to see that nothing pops up. And that's kind of the new branded SEO. If you want people to be able to push through and actually make the FTD, you need to be proactive and make sure that you have all of the things that we talked about, which is good PR, good link building that recommends the search engines, that these are the right results to track. And eventually, you can see in the United Airlines example, if you've slipped up and you fucked up big times, there's, if all the newspaper in the world write about you that you're a scam, maybe you are a scam. But if that's not the case, you can always fight it and you can always be prepared and be proactive about it with a good mixture of good PR. The more that people write about you, that's how you exist on the internet. And good SEO, optimization, and link building. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Elad. Okay, so I want to ask some audience questions. I'll ask the audience a question. Did anyone? The funniest thing I think you said, I don't think you meant to say it, but you're like, you could be the best airline in the world, beat up one passenger. There you go, everyone remembers. Yeah, you can't do that. Be the best casino in the world, beat up a couple clients. Look what happens. That was funny. Any questions from the audience? Let me ask you about individuals. Oftentimes in the online casino business, individuals are named CEOs or owners of the business, and they're sometimes brought into the mudslinging. If you're at a site like, the old one was Poker Stars Sucks, for instance, or so-and-so casino sucks. Can you use your right to be forgotten to take those pages down if you're named as the CEO of a company?
Can you use what?
Your right to be forgotten.
You mean taking like legal routes to?
Yeah, there's
to
a legal precedent as the right to be forgotten.
Yeah.
Can you do that?
You can do that. I mean, legal routes, they're a little bit problematic because sometimes you don't have someone on the other side that's willing to even get into that conversation. And they use different names, so you need to be experienced in order to do that. There are companies who help you go through with anything legal. And it can be filing the DMCAs or anything that pushes you through in the legal route. But again, it's very difficult because in the internet, people have aliases and that's kind of their business model. So they know how to rebuttal that.
By the way, if you want to ask a question and you don't want to raise your hand, we also have Slido up now. It's slido.com, #BAC, and you can ask your question online. Any additional audience or any first audience questions? Any? Nope. Nothing. It seems like you've covered everything from soup to nuts.
Yeah,
Ladies and gentlemen, a round of
thorough.
applause for Elad.
Thank you.